Hello students, welcome back to the economics class of plus 1 standard. As we were working with lesson number 21, measures of central tendency. In this chapter we have already discussed meaning of central tendency, objectives and functions of an average, essentials of an ideal average, kinds of statistical averages and arithmetic mean. Today we will continue with the arithmetic mean with the continuous series. After this we will discuss median, mode, characteristics of arithmetic mean, median and mode, choice of an average, limitations of measures of central tendency. Let us start with the meaning of central tendency. Let us do it practically. Suppose marks of a group of students are as follows, that is 10, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 30, 35, 25, 17. And we have to find the central tendency, means average. Let us start with the solution. We have given marks that is denoted by small x, 10, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 30, 35, 25 and 17, and the total number of students, that is small n, it is equals to 10. Now sum of observations will be denoted by summation x, and we will do the total of all the given marks, that is 10 plus 15 plus 18 plus 20 plus 22 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 plus 25 plus 17, and the summation x, it is equals to 217. Now average, it is equals to sum of observations, that is summation x, divided by the total number of observations, that is small n. Now fill the values of summation x, that is 217 divided by 10 will give you 21.7. So average is an attempt to find single figure to describe whole of the figures. So average is known as central tendency. Suppose we give a test in economics to a class of 40 students. Out of maximum marks of 100, we shall find that most of the students would have scored marks around a central figure, say 60. So this 60 figure, these marks, 60 marks, can be considered as the average or central tendency. Now an average is called as a measure of central tendency because it is a typical value around which other figures lie, or a value which occupies the central position in the statistical methods. So average is the central value of a distribution which is considered most representative for group of numbers. Average is also known as measures of location or summary number. Thus, a central tendency is a single figure that represents the whole mass of data. Now, next is average. Let us understand the meaning of average with the help of an example. Suppose marks of a group of students are as follows, that is 10, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 30, 35, 25, 17, and we have to find the central tendency, that is average. Now given marks, that is denoted by small x, 10, 15, 18, 20, 22, 25, 30, 35, 25, 17, and the total number of students, that is small n, it is equals to 10. Sum of observations, that is summation x, it is equals to 10 plus 15 plus 18 plus 20 plus 22 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 plus 25 plus 17, and summation x, it is equals to 217. Now average, it is equals to summation x divided by n. Here summation x is the sum of observations and small n is the number of observations. Now fill the values, that is summation x 217 and small n, that is 10. You will get 21.7. So average is an attempt to find single figure to describe whole of figures. Average is also known as central tendency. Next one is arithmetic mean. Now let us do it practically, understand it practically. Calculate the arithmetic mean of the following marks obtained by the students. Marks given by the, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and these marks are denoted by X. Let's do the solution for this problem. Marks given to the students, that is denoted by small x, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and the number of students, that is n, it is equals to 5. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n, it is equals to 5. Now summation x, it is equals to 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50, and you will get 150. This is the value of summation x. And now you know the formula now, arithmetic mean, that is summation x divided by n. Summation x is the sum of observations and small n is the number of observation. Now the value of summation x, it is equals to 150, and the number of observations, that is 5. After doing the calculation you will get 30. So the arithmetic mean is the sum of the items divided by the number of the items. Next one is continuous series or grouped data. In the continuous series or grouped data, firstly we will discuss direct method. Arithmetic mean in a continuous series is calculated in the following manner. Students, first of all, what you will do, take the mid values of each class interval group and denote it by m, small m. Now multiply this m, small m, that is mid values, by their respective frequencies, that is small f, and obtain the summation fm. Now divide this summation fm by the sum of frequencies, that is summation f. Let us understand it with the help of an example. Find the mean of the following distribution by using direct method. Now we have given class interval, that is 0 till 5, 5 till 10, 10 till 15, 15 till 20, 20 till 25, 25 till 30, 30 till 35, 35 till 40, and the frequency given, that is 6, 6, 11, 6, 7, 8, 10 and 11. Now first of all you will find the mid values for the class intervals. 0 plus 5, that is 5 divided by 2 will give you 2.5. 5 plus 10 divided by 2 will give you 7.5. 10 plus 15, that is 25, divided by 2 will give you 12.5. 15 plus 20 will give you 35, divided by 2 will give you 17.5. In this way you will calculate all the mid values for the class interval. Now you will multiply these mid values with fm. 6 multiplied by 2.5, that is 15. 6 multiplied by 7.5, that is 4.5. 11 multiplied by 12.5 will give you 137.5. In this way you will calculate all the values for fm, and summation fm, it is equals to 1417.5, and the summation f, it is 65. Now fill these values in the formula, that is 1417.5 divided by 65 will give you 21.8. Now next one is steps to shortcut method in continuous series. Take mid values of each class interval and assume any value from mid value as assumed mean. Second is deduct the assumed mean from mid value of each class interval to take deviations. Then next step is multiply these deviations by their respective frequencies and denote it by fd. Then obtain the total to get summation fd. Symbolically, mean, that is denoted by capital X, it is equals to assumed mean A plus summation fd divided by summation f. Let us do it practically. Calculate mean by using shortcut method from the following data. Class interval given and frequencies are given. Now first of all, from the class interval you will calculate the mid values. As we have already discussed, 0 plus 5 it is equals to 5. Then this 5 will be divided by 2. You will get 2.5. Same way for the next group, 5 plus 10, 15. This 15 will be divided by 2. You will get 7.5. Then 10 plus 15, 25 divided by 2. You will get 12.5. In this way you will calculate all the mid values, and these mid values will be denoted by small x. Next one is you have to calculate the deviations. For the deviations you have to take the assumed mean first from the given series of mid values. I have taken assumed mean as 22.5. Now subtract this assumed mean from the mid values. 2.5 minus 22.5, you will get minus 20. 7.5 minus 22.5, it is equals to minus 15. 12.5 minus 22.5, it is equals to minus 10. 18.5 minus 22.5, it is equals to minus 5. And in this way you will calculate the deviations. Now you will multiply these deviations with frequency. 6 multiplied by minus 20, you will get minus 120. Next value of frequency, that is 6 multiplied by minus 15, you will get minus 90. 11 multiplied by minus 10, you will get minus 110. 6 multiplied by minus 5, you will get minus 30. 7 multiplied by 0, you will get 0. In this way you will calculate FD, and summation FD it is equals to minus 45. Now apply these values in the formula, that is 22.5 value of assumed mean minus 45 divided by 65, you will get 21.81. Now next is steps to step deviation method. If the class interval for all the classes in a continuous series have equal size, that is width, the shortcut method can be further simplified. This is known as the step deviation method. The deviation, that is D, when divided by the equal size class interval, that is C, is called step deviation. So the step deviation may be indicated by D prime. The formula for computing the arithmetic mean in this case is, that is arithmetic mean, it is equals to A assumed mean plus summation FD prime divided by summation F, and this whole will be multiplied by the class interval C. Now D prime is step deviation, that is D prime it is equals to deviation divided by class interval. C represents the size of class interval. Step deviation method is also called the coding method for computing the arithmetic mean. Step deviation is very short method. Step deviation minimizes the calculations. Step deviation is always used for group data where the sizes, that is width of the class intervals, are equal. Now step deviation method of computing mean involves the following steps. Now which steps we will involve? First one is assume any value of x as assumed mean, and then take deviations by subtracting assumed mean from each value of item and denote it by small d. Then divide these deviations by a common factor, that is C, to get step deviations and denote these by D prime. Multiply F and D prime to get FD prime, and then apply the formula, that is x it is equals to, here x is the arithmetic mean, it is equals to assumed mean plus summation FD prime divided by summation F and multiply by the class interval C. Now let us do it practically. Calculate the arithmetic mean by using the step deviation method for the following data. Now data you have given, that is class interval 0 till 5, 5 till 10, 10 till 15, 15 till 20, 20 till 25, 25 till 30, 30 till 35 and 35 till 40. And the frequency given for each class group, that is 6, 6, 11, 6, 7, 8, 10 and 11. Now let us start with the solution. First of all, we will take the class interval and convert it into the mid values. By 0 plus 5, it is equals to 5. Then this 5 will be divided by 2 and you will get 2.5. Next one is 5 plus 10, it is equals to 15 divided by 2 and you will get 7.5. 10 plus 15, that is equals to 25 divided by 2 and you will get 12.5. In this way you can get the mid values. Now you have to calculate the deviations. For that you have to take one assumed mean from the mid values, and I have taken the assumed mean 22.5. Now subtract it from all the mid values. 2.5 minus 22.5 divided by 5, you will get minus 4. 7.5 minus 22.5 divided by 5, this 5 is the class interval. There is a gap of 5 in each class interval, so class interval it is 5. And in this way you will get the step deviations values, that is minus 4, minus 3, minus 2 and so on. Now multiply these step deviations with frequency FD. You will get minus 4 multiply by 6, you will get minus 24. Minus 3 multiply by 6, you will get minus 18. Minus 2 multiply by 11, you will get minus 22. And in this way you can multiply F and D and you will get summation FD, it is equals to minus 9. Now fill these values in the formula, that is arithmetic mean, it is equals to assumed mean, that is 22.5 minus summation FD, that is minus 9 divided by 65, and this will be multiplied by the class interval, that is 5, and you will get the calculations, that is 21.81. Next one is we will discuss corrected mean. Sometimes by mistake we note some correct items and incorrectly, and hence the calculated mean becomes wrong. Now to find out the current mean, we use the following formula. Now correct mean, it is equals to incorrect summation x minus incorrect value plus correct value, and it will be divided by n. Now let us do the corrected mean with some practical example. The mean of 20 observations is observed as 45. So n it is equals to 20 and mean of observations, that is given 45. And later if it is found that one of the observations 46 is misread as 64 and you have to find the correct mean, what you will do, we know the formula, that is x it is equal to summation x upon n for mean. Done. Now incorrect summation x, it is equals to nx, and incorrect summation x, it is equals to nx we know, and the value of n is 20 and x it is given 45, and you will get 900. So incorrect summation x, it is equals to 900. Now incorrect value, what is that? 64, and correct observation, that was 46. So correct mean, it is equals to 900 minus 64 incorrect value plus 46 correct value, that will be divided by the number of observations 20, and after solution you will get 44.1. This is the correct mean. Next one is how to handle the problem when the missing value it is there in the problem. Suppose x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xn are values of a variable x. The mean value is capital X. Suppose that x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xn and x are known. xn is unknown, that is missing value. Now we can find out xn by using the following formula, that is capital X, it is equals to summation of all the values of the variables plus xn, and it will be divided by n. Now let us do this problem with some practical example. The mean weight of a group of 6 boys is 59, means mean we have given 59, and this mean is denoted here by capital X, and the individual weight of 5 students are given, that is 56, x1, x2 60, x3 58, x4 52, x5 that is 65, and the value of x6 it is not given. So we have to find out the weight of the 6th boy. Now cross multiply 59 with 6, it is equals to 56 plus 60 plus 58 plus 52 plus 65 plus x6. Done. And after the correction of the same values, you will get the equation like x6 it is equals to 354 minus 291. You will get the value 63. So this 63 is the weight of the 6th boy. Done. Now next is arithmetic mean of the following distribution is 28.6, and find the missing frequency. Now we have given the table for the different values of the variable and the frequency, but one frequency it is missing, and we have to find this frequency. How we will find it? Let us discuss. First of all, we have to multiply fx. 5 multiplied by 2 you will get 10. 10 multiplied by 5 you will get 50, and so on you will continue, and you will get the summation fx, that is 88.f5, and summation fx, that is 2560 plus 25f5. Now apply all these values. We have given the arithmetic mean, that is 28.6, it is equals to summation fx, that is 2560 plus 25f5, that will be divided by summation f, that is 88 plus f5. Now after cross multiply you will get 2516.8 plus 28.6 f5, and it is equals to 2560 plus 25 f5. Now collect the same values. You will get 3.6 f5, it is equals to 43.2. Now f5 it is equals to 12. Now the missing frequency it is 12. Now next one is you have to calculate the arithmetic mean of the following frequency distribution is given, that is 26.96, and you have to obtain the missing frequency. And this table you have given with the class intervals and frequency. Now let us start with the solution. First of all, we will calculate the mid values from this class interval, that is 0 plus 5, it is equals to 5 by divided by 2. You will get 2.5. 5 plus 10, that is equals to 15 divided by 2, you will get 7.5. 10 plus 15, you will get 25 divided by 2, you will get 12.5. In this way you can calculate all the mid values, and these mid values are denoted by xi. Now multiply xi with fi. 6 multiplied by 2.5 you will get 15. 6 multiplied by 7.5 you will get 45. 11 multiplied by 12.5 you will get 137.5, and in this way you can calculate fi and xi, and summation fi xi is the sum total of all these values. You will get 2107.5 plus 22.5 f5, and summation f, that is summation of all the values, sum of all the values of frequency, that is 77 plus f5. Now fill these values in the given formula, that is arithmetic mean it is equals to summation fx divided by summation f. Now this arithmetic mean we have given 26.96, fill this value, and summation fx it is given, fill it, and summation f value we have filled. After cross multiply you will get these values, that is 2075.92 plus 26.96 f5, it is equals to 21 07.5 plus 22.5 F5. Now take the same values on one side. You will get 4.46 F5, it is equals to 31.58, and F5 it is equals to 31.58 divided by 4.46, and F5 it is equals to 7. In this way you can get the missing frequency. Now next problem we have to discuss, that is the mean monthly salary paid to all 100 workers in a firm was rupees 300, and the number of male workers was twice the number of the female workers. In the main, salary of a male worker was rupees 340. Find the mean salary of male workers. Now here we have to solve this problem with the combined mean method. In the combined mean method, we always use the formula, that is combined mean, it is denoted by capital X. It is equals to N1 into X1. N1 is the number of persons in the first group multiplied by the value of the variables in the first group plus number of workers in the second group and multiply by the value of the variables and divided by N1 plus N2. Now here N1, that is the number of male workers, and N2 is the number of female workers. Now N1 plus N2 it is 150. Now N1 it is equals to 2N2, as it is given that the male workers it is twice the female workers. So next one is N1 it is equals to 100 and N2 it is equals to 50. Done. Now next one is X1, that is the mean salary of male workers, that is given 340, and the mean salary of female workers we have to find out. Now apply the values. Combined mean also given, that is 300. Now X it is equals to, that is combined mean, N1 into X1 plus N2 into X2 divided by N1 plus N2. Now X it is 300, it is equals to 100 multiplied by 340 plus 50 multiplied by 2 divided by 150. So X2 you have to calculate it, that is 220. Now next one is, in this way you can get the mean salary of the female workers, that is 220. Next one is, we will discuss the advantages of arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is rigidly defined. Next one is, means with whatever formula we will calculate the arithmetic mean, the answer remains the same. It is easy to understand as there is only one figure for whole of the data. Next one is, arithmetic mean is easy to calculate. It is based on all the observations. While calculating arithmetic mean, we have to take the total of all the values of the variables. Next one is, it is capable of algebraic treatment and it is least affected by the sampling fluctuations, and it can be used as a good basis of comparing two or more frequency distributions. Next one is, disadvantages of arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is highly affected by extreme values and it cannot be determined by inspection. It cannot be calculated for the distribution having open-end classes. Some arithmetic mean gives fallacious and misleading conclusion. The arithmetic mean sometimes give such results which appear almost absurd. Next one is, it cannot be determined graphically. If open-end classes are given, the median and mode should be calculated and not the arithmetic mean, because we do not have to then make any assumptions about the upper limit. Next one is, we will discuss the properties of arithmetic mean. First of all, the sum of the deviations of the given values from their arithmetic mean is 0. We will do it practically in the next slide. If each observation is increased or decreased by a constant term, say k, then the mean is also increased or decreased by k, same value. If each observation is decreased by a constant term, say k, then mean is also decreased by k. Next one is, if each observation is multiplied by a constant term, say k, then the mean is also multiplied by the constant term k. If the two groups contain n1 and n2 observations with mean, that is x1 bar and x2 bar respectively, then the mean x of the composition group of n1 plus n2 observations is given by the relation. Let us do the properties and discuss one by one with practical examples. First one is, property is the sum of the deviations of values from mean, it is 0. For example, you can say that summation x minus x bar, it is equals to 0. This is the formula for deviation. Now we know that the mean, it is formula for calculating the arithmetic mean, it is summation x divided by n. Summation x we have given here, that is values of x 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60, we will get the summation x, it is equals to 200. And the number of observations, that is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Now 200 divided by 5, you will get 40. Now this is the mean. Now the algebraic sum of deviations from their mean is 20 minus 40. 20 minus 40, you will get minus 20. X minus x bar we are doing. Now 30 minus 40, you will get minus 10. 40 minus 40, you will get 0. 50 minus 10, 50 minus 40, you will get 10. 60 minus 40, you will get 20. So summation x, it is 200 and summation x minus x bar, it is equals to 0. Done. Now when you will add all these values, you will get the answer 0. Hence the first property, it is there. Done. Now we will discuss the property with example number 2. Find the mean of the values, that is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and show that the sum of deviations from their mean is 0. Now values given, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the sum of values, that is summation x 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it is equals to 15. And the number of observations, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is equals to 5. Now mean, it is equals to summation x upon n, that is 15 upon 5, it is equals to 3. Now the algebraic sum of deviations from their mean, it is 1 minus, this is 1 minus 3, you will get minus 2. 2 minus 3, you will get minus 1. 3 minus 3, you will get 0. 4 minus 3, you will get 1. 5 minus 3, you will get 2. So it is equals to 0. Hence again the first property, it is proved. Now next one is property number 2. The total of a set of observations is equal to the product of their number and arithmetic mean. That is summation x, it is equals to nx. This formula we can write it like this: x, it is equals to summation x upon n. This is the formula for arithmetic mean and nothing else. Now next one is, let us understand this property with the help of an example. Suppose there are 5 members in a family and their average age, it is 26.6. Calculate the total age of the 5 members. Now the number of members, it is 5, and the average age, it is also given, that is arithmetic mean 26.6. Now you know the formula, that is summation x, it is equals to nx. N value 5, fill it here, and x value also given, that is 26.6, and you can get the summation x, that is 133 is the total age of 5 members. Next one is, next example for this property: if each value of the series is replaced by the mean, then the sum of their substitutions will be equal to the sum of individual values, that is xn, it is equals to summation x. Now serial number we have given 1 till 5. So the total number of observations means here it is 5. Done. Now next one is values of the variables given 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and summation x it is equals to 150. And the mean it is, we have calculated 150 divided by 5 you will get 30. Now if we will replace these values with mean 30, 30, 30, 30 and 30. Now the summation x for the mean that is also 150. Hence this property also proved if we have arithmetic mean of a series and we also know the number of items of the series, then we can arrive at summation x of that group. Done. Now next one is property number 3. If each observation is increased or decreased by a constant term say k, then mean is also increased or decreased by k. If mean of the observation that is x1, x2 and so on up to xn is x, that is mean, then the mean of the observations that is x1 plus k, comma x2 plus k and so on up to xn plus k will be x plus k. Now let us understand this property with the help of an example. Calculate the arithmetic mean of these observations 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now the value of each observation is increased by say 2. Show that the arithmetic mean of new set of observation is also increased by 2. Yes. Now let us start with the solution for this problem, that is values given, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Now sum of all the observations, that is summation x, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, total it is equals to 15. This 15 is our summation x and the number of observations, that is small n, it is equals to 5. Now we can calculate the arithmetic mean, that is summation x divided by small n, that is 15 divided by 5 it is equals to 3. If each observation is increased by 2, then the new set of observations will be 1 plus 2, here you can see 1 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 5 plus 2. You will get the new series 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And when you will calculate the arithmetic mean, that is total observations, sum of the observations, that is with increased value it is equals to 15 and 25, and when this 25 divided by the total number of observations you will get value 5. This is your arithmetic mean. So in the new set of observation it is also increased by 2. Mean, arithmetic mean, it is also increased by 2. We have increased every value with 2 number. Arithmetic mean also increased from 3 to 5. So this property also proved. Property number 4. If each observation is decreased by a constant term say k, then mean is also decreased by k. Example, calculate the arithmetic mean of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Now suppose that value of each observation is decreased by 2. Then show that the value of mean of the new set of observation is also decreased by 2. Let us start with the solution. We have given values, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. And sum of the values, that is summation x, it is equals to 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50, it is equals to 150. And the arithmetic mean, it is equals to 150 divided by 5, it is equals to 30. If each observation is decreased by 2, this is our property, then the new set of observation will be 8, means 10 minus 2 8, 20 minus 2 18, 30 minus 2 28, 40 minus 2 38, 50 minus 2 48. Done. And the arithmetic mean, it is equals to, first of all we will take the sum of all the decreased observations, that is equals to 140. And when we will divide this 140 by the number of observations, we will get the arithmetic mean, it is equals to 28. As you can see that with the decreased value the mean, arithmetic mean also decreased by the same number from 30 to 28. So arithmetic mean of new set of observation is also decreased by 2. Next one is property number 5. If each observation is multiplied by a constant term, say k, then the mean is also multiplied by the constant term k. Now let us understand it with the help of example. First one is calculate the arithmetic mean of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now suppose the value of each observation is multiplied by 2. Then show that arithmetic mean of a new set of observation is also multiplied by 2. Now let us start with the solution. We have given values that is denoted by small x, it is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the sum of values, that is summation x, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it is equals to 15. Done. Now the number of observations, that is small n, it is equals to 5. Now we can calculate the arithmetic mean. Summation x value, it is 15 divided by 5, it is equals to 3. Now if each observation is multiplied by 2, that is these observation 1 multiplied by 2, here you can see 1 multiplied by 2, comma 2 multiplied by 2, comma 3 multiplied by 2, comma 4 multiplied by 2, comma 5 multiplied by 2. You will get a new series of observations, that is 2, 2 2s are 4, 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10. This is just new series of observation. And when you will add this new series, you will get a total of 30, that is summation x divided by the number of observations 5, you will get answer 6. So firstly you have arithmetic mean, that was 3, and when you have multiplied the observations by 2, you will get the arithmetic mean, that is 6. It means that when you multiply the observations by some constant, the arithmetic mean will also increase by the same number of constant. Done. Now next one is property number 6. If two groups contain n1 and n2 observations with means x1 and x2 respectively, then the mean x of the composition group of n1 plus n2 observation is given by the relation, that is combined mean, it is equals to n1 into x1 plus n2 into x2, that will be divided by n1 plus n2, where x is the combined mean of the first and second group, n1 is the number of items in the first group, n2 is the number of items in the second group, x1 is the arithmetic mean of first group, and x2 is the arithmetic mean of second group. Done. Now in this property we can understand it with the help of an example. Suppose there are 50 students in a class, of which 40 are boys and rest are girls. The average weight of the class is 44 kg and the average weight of girls is 40 kg. Find the average weight of boys. Now we are having total number of students, that is n1 plus n2, it is equals to 50, and the number of boys, that is n1, it is equals to 40, and the number of girls, that is n2, it is equals to 50 minus 40, it is equals to 10. Done. Now average weight of boys, that is x1, we have to calculate, it is not given, and the average weight of girls, that is x2, it is equals to 40 kg, it is given in the statement. Now combined mean, it is 44, it is also given. Done. Now apply the formula, that is x, it is equals to n1 into x1 plus n2 into x2 divided by n1 plus n2. Now x value, it is 44, it is equals to 40, that is n1 multiplied by x1 plus n2, that is 10 multiplied by 40 divided by 40 plus 10. Now x1, it is equals to 2200 minus 400 divided by 40 divided by 40. Now next one is, you will get after calculation, that is 45. So this 45 is the average weight of boys. Now next one is next example for the same property. If the average marks obtained by the students of section A and B of 11th class in a school are 40 and 30 respectively, whereas the number of students in section A and B are 60 and 40 respectively, and you have to find out the combined mean. First of all, average marks of the section A, that is x1, denoted by x1, it is equals to 40, it is given, and the average marks of section B, that will be denoted by x2, that is equals to 30, it is also given. Now the number of students in section A, that is n1, denoted by n1, it is equals to 60, that is also given, and the number of students in section B, that is denoted by n2, it is equals to 40, also given. Now we have to calculate the combined mean. So combined mean, it is equals to x1 into n1 plus x2 into n2 divided by n1 plus n2. Now fill the values. After filling the values, you will get answer 36 marks. Done. In this way you can calculate the combined mean. Now next one is, hope students you all have understood the topic of continuous series and combined mean. Now it's time to note down the homework. Our first question is, define the following terms with examples: average, arithmetic mean, central tendency. Question number 2 is there, in the following table data relating to the monthly expenditure of 50 students is given. Calculate arithmetic mean from them by direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method. Next one is, in the table values are given for the class interval and the number of students. Now next one is, our third question is, calculate the arithmetic mean from the following data by direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method, and class interval it is given and frequency also given. Then now next one is, calculate the arithmetic mean from the following data by direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method. In the table class interval it is given and frequency also given, and solve the sum. Done. Now question number 5 is there, following are the data relating to bonus given to 50 workers of a factory, and calculate the average bonus by direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method, and table it is given for bonus and the number of workers. Now question number 6 is there, calculate the arithmetic mean from the following data by direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method, and the table for marks and frequency it is given. You can take the values from this table. Done. Now next one is, question number 7 is there, there are two branches of an establishment employing 100 and 80 persons respectively. If the arithmetic mean of the monthly salary paid by the two branches are rupees 275 and rupees 225 respectively, you have to find the arithmetic mean of the salaries of the employees of the establishment as a whole. Question number 8 is there, arithmetic mean of 5 observations is 15, and later on it was discovered that 2 observations of 12 and 21 are wrongly entered instead of 11 and 27. Find out the correct mean. Now question number 9 is there, arithmetic mean of 100 items of a series is 40, and later on it was discovered that 2 values of 53 and 24 are wrongly taken in place of 35 and 22, and you have to find out the correct mean. And students, go through the links on the YouTube also for more clarity, and hope you all will solve these sums in your fair copies for better understanding. And I have given these sums also, and try to solve these sums so that you can do the practice. Thank you for listening.